speaking of the 4th, this 4th of July, you'll want to make sure you are celebrating safely. Now, that means having a plan in place if you are thinking about drinking and driving, of course. So this morning, I'm talking with Danny Perez from TxDOT to learn more about the Drive Sober, No Regrets campaign. Good morning, Danny. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
I know usually when we meet, it's out and about in the field somewhere, but today we get to talk in studio. So tell me a little bit about this campaign.
So what we're talking about is folks to have a plan. If you're going to drink, if you're going to go out, if there's going to be any kind of situation with friends, family, hanging out at a bar or going to a family member's house, have a sober ride home. And a sober ride is not the person that has had the least amount of drinks. The sober ride is actually getting home safely. So whether it's a rideshare program, it could be taking a bus, it could take a taxi. There's all kinds of options out there. There's really no excuse for a person to get behind the wheel after they've had drinks. All right, and tell me a little bit about the consequences, especially if you get behind the wheel after a drink. You can get pulled over, thousands of dollars in fines, jail time. That's definitely an issue for some folks, but causing a crash, it's not safe. It's not safe for yourself. It's not safe for other folks that are on the roadway. It creates a dangerous situation. We see it all the time. Last year we had over 200 plus fatalities in the Houston district. That's the 6-county Houston district that covers for TxDOT, and it's a very dangerous situation. When you put yourself in that type of situation, it can be dangerous for many people, not just for yourself, but for many people. I mean, and so it's just great to have a sober ride. There's nothing wrong with having drinks or having fun with your friends or going out, but make sure you have a sober ride.
And why is it important to talk about this campaign, especially ahead of the holiday?
Because we see an increase in folks taking those chances. When people, they're during the holidays, there's extra time off, so folks are drinking, they're with family, and that's when they're taking those chances. It's midnight, they want to get home, and that's when they get behind the wheel, and then they have a plan. Whether it's staying at a family member's house. We also have an app called Connect Smart that you can download, and we are offering codes for rideshare programs. So there's no excuse. You download the app and you can take advantage of the code, and you can leave your car wherever it's parked, and then you can take a rideshare to get to your destination and get home safely.
It sounds like you guys are making it very convenient for people to do the right thing.
Absolutely.
And talking about stats, are there any stats or numbers when it comes to holidays or just drinking and driving in general?
We see an increase during the holidays. So and that's why we really tried to spread the word during the holiday season, whether it's July 4th, look what's coming up, Labor Day's coming up, and of course we start getting into Thanksgiving and Christmas time. I know that's a long time off. It's really hot right now. We're all looking forward to that. But it's really important during the holidays because folks are taking those chances. We're still seeing it. When we see these tragic crashes, you start to see a pattern. You see it happen during the holidays where folks are just getting behind the wheel. They maybe if they just had a plan, they thought ahead, they wouldn't have this opportunity to cause a crash or even get arrested. I mean, it's a lot of money to shell out just for a bad mistake.
Yeah, a very bad mistake that can turn at any point.
Exactly. Exactly.
Any advice you give to people that are planning to celebrate, whether if they're celebrating at home or driving to a destination?
Just have a plan. Sober ride. There's so many resources available. They can go to our website. They can find resources there. There's multiple places they can go to. Great organizations, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So there's AAA has great information. There's all kinds of resources out there for folks. But it's just have a plan. But don't think about it the last minute. Make sure you're leaving your keys with someone and if you're going to go to an event and you're asking for a sober ride, someone to pick you up, make sure they haven't had any drinks. Make sure they're sober, they're good to go, they can get you home safely. It's really important to have a plan.
All right, it's better safe than sorry. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Danny.